We are here with another episode of the DV Sports and Gaming Podcast. We are here with your three hosts. I am Paul, DV Socks. We've got Sam, DV Slasty, Let's Get Nasty on the right side. And we got DV Macho in the house as well.
Yo.
We had a pretty crazy week in sports. Nothing like headline. It's kind of like the first week or two without NFL. So it's a little different in the sports world right now. But we definitely got some crazy sports things going on, some really, really big topics. But we're going to go ahead and start with another thing about ourselves that we've kind of been trending on doing every week. So I'll go ahead and kick that off. So our topic to start with is favorite school cafeteria food. Which it's a tough one for me, right? But you have to go with that breakfast sausage pizza. There's no other, dude. No
the
other.
Rectangular one?
Easy, yeah, dude.
Dude, the There's favorite.
Nothing
that really
better.
puts me in a bind.
Oh my god, that breakfast pizza! Like, who thought breakfast pizza would be so epic for every child out there?
Oh my gosh,
is that like a? You think that's like a across the United States?
That's worldwide.
Like a thing.
That's definitely worldwide.
Or it's worldwide.
That has to be worldwide.
Breakfast pizza.
I don't know. I think Brooke had like Chick-fil-A in elementary.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
She's probably like, the number one from Chick-fil-A was pretty good in elementary.
Oh my god. I didn't know if that was just like a Texas thing. Breakfast pizza.
Well, all right. Peter, you got one?
All right. So I got this really weird one. Also, by the way, my voice is all jacked up. Not really sure what happened. But I got this really weird one. So I had this weird thing in middle school where they would have like these baked potatoes in middle school, and they would have it like twice a week. And I would take these baked potatoes. So I'm going with a baked potato, which is an odd choice, but I would take these baked potato. I would split the potato. I would lay it out and just smash it to where it was like a flatbread. And then I would douse it with like butter and cheese, and like bacon bits and sour cream. And dude, I would just eat the skin and all. Like,
dude, I remember you doing that at your house. You used to make baked potatoes, and you would still do that. You'd literally just mash them out on like a paper plate into like a pie, and then
that's
just make,
what I'm
like,
saying, dude. This has middle school changed me.
It definitely.
He's been trying to recreate that potato.
If you haven't eaten a baked potato like that, you have got to try it. It definitely elevates the flavor.
It is so good, but not only that, I don't think I've ever been able to replicate that middle school baked potato. So middle school baked potato is my favorite. What do you got, Sam?
Well, like I said, I was in a little bit of a bind with this because my pick was definitely going to be the breakfast pizza, the rectangular one with sausage. So I really can't think of anything else, man. So I'm going to have to say that too. I was trying to think of something else. Like in middle school, I used to love the snack bar, like chicken sandwich. People were crazy about the spicy chicken. I never cared for spicy, so I would just go regular chicken. That was probably my second favorite with like some Doritos. But my number one, I can't go away from it. It's definitely the breakfast pizza.
Dude, I bet you if we took a poll online, I bet you that would be like 90% of favorite cafeteria foods from school. It has to be.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely. It's like there's nothing else. There's nothing else that gives you the feel.
I don't really remember any other cafeteria foods, honestly.
Just baked potato and pizza.
The breakfast pizza is a big one. The baked potato. I guess they did spaghetti every once in a while.
I mean, they had like enchiladas. They had spaghetti. The spaghetti was okay, I guess. I think
I've been out of school way too long.
Dude, I don't remember anything either. That is so weird.
Yeah.
What did we just for lunch?
Oh, they used to have. You know what they used to have? That was pretty gross. Like steak fingers.
Dude, those were money.
Oh, those were fire, dude.
Those were so good. Dude,
the steak fingers.
Roll them up in your potatoes,
dip them in the mashed potatoes and gravy.
Fire!
Oh, dude,
it was so. I can't believe you just said that.
Dude, those were so.
I'm questioning your taste buds right now.
I think I did like it too. They're a little bit gross.
Dude, they're definitely frozen and just like thrown in the microwave, but they were money. Those are definitely changing.
Well, I think that's a great discussion.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Hopefully, that'll make people listening think about what their favorite elementary food was, or middle school, or whatever.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
You guys want to start off with the NBA All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, dude.
Let's do it because that slam dunk contest was trash,
dude.
That slam
was so
dunk
bad.
contest.
Why did they do it?
Oh my god!
Shouldn't even be a thing.
Honestly, it was definitely the worst one of all time. Right?
That was so bad. The one dude tried to do a dunk 15 times and never got it. Like, there's people leaving because it was so bad. Shaquille O'Neal just looked unimpressed.
He was miserable.
So bad. Dude, I don't know what the dude was doing with the boots. He spent freaking 15 minutes just getting boots put on.
And
I was like, this is how we're starting the slam dunk contest? We're starting the slam dunk contest with this dude taking up 10 minutes to put these boots on.
He literally didn't even have the laces like in the shoes yet. He like laced them up and then tied them. Like, Jesus, bro, you couldn't have been any more set up.
Oh my goodness!
He just took him out of the box for the slam dunk.
Yeah, dude, that was like
the first time he pulled the tissue paper out of the inside.
Like, what are you
the
doing,
audacity
bro?
of that man.
Dude, I thought it was awesome because like the judges were so mad. Like, well, the commentators were so mad. Like, while the dunk contest is going on, they're like, "This dunk contest is a 6." It was so funny, dude. Just like
Dwayne Wade.
Everybody was just trashing it live. Oh my god!
Everybody was. Kenny Smith was trying not to, and then he just was like, "You know what? I'm going to start trashing it."
Yeah, it was so bad. Definitely,
there was not 150 score.
Dude, I wonder how long it's been since that's happened.
Like,
I don't know, man. But I sent you guys that highlight of like all the best dunks from the past, NBA dunk contest, and there's so many great dunks.
There is.
Even in like not too long ago years with Aaron Gordon and Levine going off, and there was some great dunks from like there was an Oladipo dunk in there that was nasty.
Yeah. And Jason Richardson is a monster,
dude. Jason Richardson's dunk was gross. That Jalen Green was trying to do it. That was the one he kept messing up over and over.
Yeah,
Derrick Jones Jr. Dude, that dude's got ups too. Have y'all seen?
Yes, he can.
That dude gets
dude,
up.
He weighs like 110 pounds.
Yeah, that dude is thin as heck.
He's like 8 inches taller than Paul, but like weighs less.
Somehow, right? Somehow.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think.
Anyway,
the NBA dunk contest was the low point of the weekend. I think they should restructure it. To be honest, I think they should go. I think they should go maybe at like 2:00. Let's go NBA dunk contest when nobody's watching. Right? Everybody just watches the highlights later. And then we can go heat it up a little bit. Skills competition. I thought the skills competition was a little shake up.
The skills is different. More exciting at this point than the dunk contest.
That's what it felt like.
It was pretty fun watching, and then just watching the Antetokounmpo brothers just fuck it all up. Like,
dude, they were so bad.
It was so entertaining. I enjoyed watching that way more than the dunk contest. And then I started rooting for the freaking
the Rooks?
The Cavaliers team. Oh. No, not even the Rooks, the Cavaliers team. I was just like, yeah, man, like these guys they got some skill, except for the one dude. But I was
Darius
like, these guys got some skills, man.
Except for Jared Allen.
No, Jared Allen he's good in my book.
Just got mad, bro.
Okay, so there's a 3-point contest too, which was awesome.
I think that was the best point of the weekend, to be honest.
Trae Young kind of choked away the championship, right? I mean, he's doing the ice tray thing, but he didn't win it. And he was definitely the favorite going up against Cat.
He was.
Cat shot well.
I just want to talk about.
Cat got hot.
I want to talk about real quick. So we were watching. Me and Jenny was at my house for the weekend when that was going on, right? So we start off. He's like, "Who's in this thing?" Right? And I was like, "Cat's in it," and he's like, "Dude, no, that's disgusting. Why is Cat in it? He's awful." And then like he immediately just was lights out, dude. And the entire time he's like, "Huh, okay. I mean, maybe Cat's good." All right.
He might be leading the
Wow.
league in 3-point percentage right now.
Bro, I looked up his shit. He's like shooting 40% from three or
Yeah, dude, he's locked in.
8% all
from
really
three,
good.
something like that. I was like, God dang it! And then he was lights out with that crazy score to win. I was like, all right, I guess this guy can bowl.
He can shoot.
This guy can
He
shoot
was
the
cocky about it
three.
too. He was being cocky about it too when he got the trophy.
Yeah, dude.
He really
I mean,
was, but I think everybody was doing what I was doing. That's why.
Yeah. I don't think
that's
anybody really counted him in. It was kind of a surprise.
He was like, I told y'all.
Yeah, it's
I
guess.
What else? So the
the
biggest thing, of
All-Star
course, is
game though,
the actual game, right?
Yeah, that was good, dude.
dude.
That was good too.
This new format is good.
Steph Curry, man. That dude is the greatest shooter ever, and it's not even close.
He's legendary.
Second is not even close.
He needed 1 3-ball for the record of most points in an All-Star game. And he could not get it, though, at the end. He was so tired, I think.
But
Dude, some of the
he's-
shots
man.
he made was stupid. He's throwing up
There was
like
that-
logo shots and turning away as he releases. Like, what do you? How?
He was
Yeah.
he was feeling it. It was so cool. It was just so amazing because there's a few times like it was going back and forth where like another player would run like on the other team would run down and like make a three.
And they would hit a 3, but it'd
They
be like
would
a
hit a
normal.
3.
It'd be a normal 3.
It would be a normal ass three, and then Steph Curry would come back and drain this ridiculous three, and then they would run it back down and they would make a three again. But it'd be like a different player. And then Steph Curry would come back and make this ridiculously more ridiculous than the last one.
It got so ridiculous, dude. Do you remember how he ended up missing? He was taking heat checks like crazy. He was like, you know what? I'm going to take a normal 3, hit it. He hit like a normal 3, and then he hit like
He
a
just
deep
went straight
3,
half court.
and then he hit like a turnaround from almost half court.
Yeah.
Like he shot it, didn't watch it go
Yeah.
in, and then he hit like a corner, not watching it go
corner.
in. And
Yeah.
then he freaking just was like, you know what? I'm shooting it from half court.
He just
So
threw
then
up the half court.
And he almost made it.
He almost made it. Yeah, it was
Like,
it was
That's
so
so
entertaining.
ridiculous.
Honestly, though, that whole format, and you can tell the way they made it now, that it's like, of course, it's like for fun, and they're like not really playing as hard. But as the game continues, they start playing like harder.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they're
Defense.
actually putting some effort into it. Unlike the friggin' NFL game. But anyways,
dude.
it was entertaining, man. It was so entertaining.
I'm gonna make a hot take here.
Ooh,
The Pro
Make it
Bowl
really
is
hot.
more entertaining than the dunk contest. I'm gonna say it here. You heard it first. I'd rather watch the NFL Pro Bowl. It's disgusting. I'd rather watch NFL dodgeball than the freaking dunk contest. Golly, I can't do it anymore.
dude.
It's so
I don't.
bad.
Man, they just need a little bit better dunkers.
They need to
want
restructure it too.
They
Like the
need people
rules.
who can jump. Is what they need.
Yeah, the guys that were in it this year aren't like
Yeah.
they're like good in-game dunkers, a few of them, but they're not like guys.
They don't have
with
the
hops.
vertical. Yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
the vertical. They
A lot of those
were-
guys who are big dudes that have long wingspan and they can get some vicious dunks off in games, but they're not do 360 between the legs and reverse it in guys. Like that's
No.
not who they
Dude.
were.
Hey, you guys, did you guys ever lower the rim back in the day? You guys,
Heck
you guys
yeah,
did,
dude.
right? Just lower the rim all the
Heck
way. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I used to do it with y'all. Go like
Yeah,
through the
still did.
legs.
Still didn't help.
Through the legs and barely hit the slam.
Still couldn't dunk. Still catching nothing but the net.
Just rim check yourself, fall to the ground. Get oil from the street asphalt like on your back.
Dude, we
Well-
used to ball in that street.
Speaking of balling on the street, a lot of teams have been balling in the NBA, not on the street. But we wanted to just run through the NBA a little bit because NBA is kind of coming into fruition finally of being exciting. At least it is for me. I've been watching a lot more of it since the All-Star break. You can kind of get a feel for what teams are actually going to make runs in the playoffs and stuff. So I wanted us to just break down the East and West, the playoff picture right now. Obviously, there's plenty of time for it to change, but like if the NBA playoffs was starting right now, what would the whole tournament look like with the play-in games and whatnot? So if you want to start with the East, Paul, then
yeah, I'll do the
Hopeless
East.
run
So
through the
right
West.
now, I'm gonna go 1 through 6 because those are kind of the more set stone teams right now. So in first we got Miami, which I think everybody thought Miami would be pretty good this year.
Do you like?
They've been
Okay,
good.
go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
2 we got Chicago. The Bulls, I think they're definitely
Crazy.
one of the
Bulls are
surprising
surprising.
teams this year.
Surprising.
They are dogs.
Hey, you know
man.
what's crazy for the Bulls is DeRozan has been huge for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just fits with them so well. Like it's
Yeah, he
insane
does.
how good he
It's been a
fits.
big difference.
The perfect
Yeah,
team.
they
for
lose
him.
to good teams though.
A lot of those guys on that team are finally players that seem like they found a team that they fit on, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
and they all mesh. It's crazy. It's a perfectly built team.
All right, what else we got?
Third, we got Philadelphia. I think they're gonna move up to the 1 seed.
They got Harden now. I think they are going 1 seed
Yep,
as
James
well.
Harden, Embiid, how hot they've
They
looked
look
since the start.
good.
Man, they
look good.
definitely the best duo in the league right now.
It's
They
been
look-
like 2 weeks since the trade, and Harden already looks like he's back in Houston shape somehow.
somehow, right? He took the second wetsuit off, right? He's actually
Yeah.
all shaped up again.
Yeah,
That dude's step back looks so much better in a Philadelphia uniform. I don't know.
it looks good in the white and blue, man. Not gonna lie.
It seems like him and Embiid just already have like chemistry. Like he's making no look passes behind him to like a Embiid running the lane, like they've been playing for like
Yeah.
months. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I watched one game with them, and I was
fun
like,
to watch.
This looks so good. Like
Yeah.
this is gonna be scary in the East.
It's like Kobe Shaq 2.0, man. Honestly,
Dude, yeah. Okay, so after Philadelphia, the 3 we got in the 4, we got Milwaukee. I think they've been a little bit of a. I don't
it's a
know. I
little
feel
bit
like
of a letdown for them to be the 4th seed, right?
that's what
They're
I
the
that's what I
champs.
felt.
They're,
Um,
I mean,
They got the same team though. I mean, I think they'll
It's
pick it up in
Giannis.
playoffs.
Giannis.
They'll
Yeah,
we'll see. 4 seeds gets
Giannis has been playing good all year.
you can't sleep on them at all, like
Um,
whatsoever.
So 5 seed we got Cleveland, which I think is also a big surprise team this year. They are
They're solid.
super young, and
Definitely a surprise team.
they're playing well.
Garland,
solid.
Darius Garland, dude,
That dude
guy's a
can
baller.
ball.
all-star,
Yep.
Guy's a
right?
baller.
Like everybody knew he had potential coming out of college, but he's finally hitting it. He is finally hitting that potential, and he's awesome to watch.
Yeah, that dude.
What else we got?
If you watched him in the skills competition, you could tell he was like that dude could ball.
He was the best skilled player on that.
He's
court.
Curry-esque.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised
he
if he
was.
kind of
Everything he does looks super easy. Okay, the 6th seed we got Boston. Boston, meh. I mean, whatever, right? They're not gonna do that.
Hey, I've watched a few Boston games since the All-Star break. They're coming on. They're coming on strong.
They are coming on.
I could see that.
Tatum's looking good. I think
just-
they'll go as far as Tatum can take him.
I could see that.
He's looking good.
I
Yeah,
could see them
yeah.
getting to the Eastern Conference, maybe if that. But I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. So after that, we're getting into Toronto is in the 7th seed. I don't think anybody
Okay.
expects much from Toronto. Now we get into the
Still
play-in
solid
tournament.
team.
So 8, 9, and 10 are essentially in the play-in tournament. So 8 is Brooklyn right now, which is ridiculous.
They could be very good if they get healthy.
Yeah.
And
And if that mandate changes where Kyrie can play home games, that'll be nice for them.
if Kyrie can play home games, that would make a
There's
big
a lot of what
difference.
ifs with that team still.
Yeah.
So-
Oh,
And KD's
There's so
been
many
hurt.
what-ifs.
Like their season's just been really. The last 2 seasons have been pretty disappointing for them.
but they
KD
have
is hurt.
they have shored up their team though. They got a big man in Drummond. They got Seth Curry, who is a great 3-point shooter, just a
He's
great
locked in.
shooter in general. And then they got Dragic, point guard, coming off the bench.
Yeah, and Patty Mills.
They've shored up that team though.
They
Big
have
time.
a nice roster. They did some good moves for sure.
I agree. So the first play-in game in the Eastern Conference would be Atlanta and Charlotte. I'd be super entertained by that game, to be honest. If that game
Atlanta and
happened.
Charlotte would be so cool to watch.
Trae Young and LaMelo Ball.
Trae Young was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, guys.
That's
I mean,
insane that their team's not doing better.
yeah,
Right? Like,
They've had Collins
it feels
has been
like a
hurt quite a
letdown.
bit. Collins has been hurt quite a bit this year, and so have several other players. They've had a lot of injuries, but I wouldn't be surprised if they creep up to take like the 8th seed if the Nets don't come together.
I could see that.
But we'll see. There's still plenty of time for stuff to happen. But that matchup, that game would be really cool. Watching LaMelo Ball and
Trae Young,
go at it.
That'd be a fun one to watch.
Very exciting young players. And the East in general it's crazy. The East is
There's a lot of good teams, man.
There's so many good teams.
And there's a lot of stars in the East. There's like a lot of star players in the East right now.
They're definitely.
It's always been the West, and it's like transitioning
It's not
to the
feeling
East.
It doesn't feel so much like that anymore.
Yeah, the
It's
East
kind
is
of nice.
finally coming around.
It's kind of refreshing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not
I'm
like these
excited
two
to see it.
dominant
I
teams of
agree.
like Steph Curry, LeBron every year now. It's like all these other
Yeah.
teams are starting to come up. It's pretty cool.
It's as open as it's been in a long time, but there's so
Yeah.
much talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not like the early '90s where it was like, oh, there's a lot of bad teams out here.
A lot of freaking there's a lot of
Like
custodians
East.
out here playing basketball.
There's a lot of under 500 teams in the playoffs this year on the Eastern side. Like, what are these trash teams
so
doing?
bad.
They wouldn't even make the playoffs in the West.
Well, I think that was a pretty good rundown. Do y'all want to jump to the West?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so right now the 1 seed, and they're like 6 games in the lead of the 1 seed, is the Phoenix Suns. Just killing it, picking up right where they left off last year.
I think they'll be right where they're at last year in the.
Chris Paul's hurt right now with a hand injury, so hopefully he comes back strong before playoffs.
Dude's always hurt. It's all right. Well, he'll come back, and then he'll pull a hammy in the finals.
playoffs.
Well, they said he's supposed to be back in like 6 weeks, and I think the playoffs is supposed to start in like 5 weeks. So we'll see what happens. Number 2 seed is the Warriors.
They
Straight Warriors.
They look dang good.
Warriors. I'm surprised they're not closer to the 1 seed. I didn't realize how much of a lead the Suns had.
They've slowed down since Draymond got hurt, which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Draymond's ass.
They're only
but
1 game ahead of the 3rd seed.
Dude, Draymond's
the
such
Grizzlies.
a good guy. The Grizzlies are so.
Ja Morant.
I get so surprised with that team.
So the Grizzlies, dude, listen to this real quick. I spent a long time doing a draft the other day in 2K, and
This dude was drafting like 17
they
teams.
have like Ja Morant, right? Who's like really good. So he's obviously first rounder. Second rounders, Jaren Jackson's in there for them. But like, I get to like the 3rd to like the 15th round of the draft, and I swear at the top of the list at the beginning of every round was a Grizzlies player. Some guy that comes off the bench that's an 80 overall, and you're like, why is their whole team 80 overalls? And they're all like 2nd-year guys or 3rd-year guys that are just talented and good basketball players.
I think we can all admit that Ja Morant is taking over the league.
It feels like that right now.
I mean, it feels like the NBA is making him a superstar. They're really focusing on him.
Did you guys see the highlight he had the other day?
No,
Steven
don't say it.
Against the Spurs?
Don't
Yes.
say it. Oh my
No, he had
God.
two. No, he had 2 massive highlights against the Spurs. He had the freaking dunk on Jakob Poeltl.
Ended his career.
Why?
Ended his career.
And then
Jakob
he
did not
had-
deserve that.
Steven Adams threw the full court quarterback pass.
Dude, that was
and
crazy.
he caught it on the baseline.
0.4 seconds.
0.4 seconds and caught it and shot it in.
Dude, that was crazy.
That's
I saw
highlights. After his career, that's going to be on his highlight reel as like something you see over and over.
that. Dude,
Yeah.
so I didn't see that full court like pass and then he made it in that 0.4 seconds. I didn't see that until the next day after I saw Jakob Poeltl get demolished and destroyed and he became a little boy that night.
Boy.
Dude. But I saw that play and I was like, is that the same game? And I was like, holy crap, this dude, like, it's so ridiculous. That guy's a highlight reel. And he, like, hurt his hip the other day, too. And he's,
Yeah, you can't tell.
yeah, it doesn't even matter. Like,
Okay, so
it makes
that was
me,
a lot on the
it makes
Grizzlies,
me miss being
but they're
young.
exciting, so there's good reason to talk about them. Number 4 seed is the Jazz. We'll go through a couple of these kind of quick. Jazz, 4 seed. 5 seed is the Mavericks. Six seed is the Nuggets.
I want to say something about the Mavericks real quick. So the Mavs trade, we brought up Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie.
Yeah. Did y'all see him his last game?
He played well.
He's like 2 games in. He went like 7 of 8 from 3 and scored like 28 points.
He's catch and shooting a lot.
Yeah,
better
he's
than
fitting
expected.
in well right now.
That's good. Yeah,
he's a
that's
good pick.
for them. So we got Nuggets at the 6, Timberwolves at 7. Timberwolves is kind of like Cavs, right? You're like, oh,
kind of
Timberwolves are
surprising
in the playoff picture.
They have good players though, man. If they could just put it together and
they've always had talent. They just got to get the coaching to kind of step
exactly.
up. 8th seed right now, Clippers, which is very surprising to me because they have their 2 top guys out most of the season.
Yeah,
and Kawhi and Paul George.
Kawhi's still out. Huh?
Is Kawhi ever gonna play again?
Who even knows what's wrong with him?
I don't know, man.
He's literally like a every other year player. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, he plays every other year, and then he wins a championship that year he plays.
You know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy is that I completely forgot about Kawhi Leonard.
Dude, me
and
too.
Then somebody mentioned that he's out with he's been out the whole season with like a leg injury, and I was like, oh shit.
He's still recovering from his torn
Kawhi
ACL.
Leonard. I was like, that dude's been dead to me for a while now. But
Oh my
I totally
goodness.
forgot about him.
Dude, I was the same way. I forgot about him. And then we were watching the All-Star weekend, and then he was one of the top 75 players. That's that's the only reason I thought of Kawhi Leonard. I was like, oh, that guy's still in the league. I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Well, 9 seed and 10 seed. 9 seed is the LA Lakers. 10
Dude,
seed
they
is the
got
Pelicans.
booed. They got booed on their home court the other night.
They had a nasty game the other day.
Dude, did y'all watch
That's
that game?
devastating.
I watched that
They
whole
lost
game.
by like 30 or 25 to who was it again?
It was the Pelicans.
The Pelicans.
It was
Who
the
are
Pelicans.
the 10 seed?
Dude, DeAndre friggin' threw that pass into
And they
like
got
the 7th
waived.
row. And then he
Yeah.
gets waived like the next few days.
That was so gross.
Oh
Dude,
my
they-
god! And then
their
they pick
whole
up
team-
DJ Augustine. Like, what is that? What kind of move is that?
I don't know, dude. I think they're
man.
just so lost.
They're desperate.
Their team
Well,
looks so
I think-
bad.
I think that gives us and the listeners a good overview of the teams that are kind of in the push for the playoffs right now.
Wait, who'd you say was after the Lakers?
The Pelicans.
The
The Pelicans are right there.
Ooh, the Pelicans.
Hey, they've been playing really well since they got
CJ
CJ.
McCollum.
CJ, yeah.
Dude,
They
Zion
have.
comes back at the end of the year. Huh?
Dude, he's getting
Huh?
traded.
No, he ain't coming back.
Huh?
He's
No.
not playing this year, and then he's going to opt out, and he's going to go somewhere else.
Zaitan?
The only thing he's coming back for is seconds at the dinner table.
Oh,
Don't forget dessert, baby. He loves that cake.
Don't forget dessert,
Oh,
baby.
Homeboy loves them. What are those things from New Orleans? The things with the sugar on them?
Hey,
cannoli.
No. Oh, my God.
no,
Jesus.
dude, that's terrible.
That is so bad. No, I can't think of it. I'll think of it later.
Yeah. Okay, Monte Cristo? Is that what you're talking about? What am
the
I
hell
talking
we
about? Is that a sandwich?
Is that a person?
That is a movie. Count of Monte Cristo.
That is a movie. What are you
Okay,
saying?
anyways, I was
what
going to
the hell are we
segue from
going?
Zion. So we wanted to talk about Duke a little bit because it's Coach K's last home game this weekend. So we wanted to talk about
Duke, the
That.
Blue Devils.
how big
The
a deal
Blue
is that? The
Devils.
best coach in college basketball, basically of all time. Pretty much all
Dude,
time, right? Anybody?
He's one of the
I guess there's
greatest
that
coaches
UCLA
of-
coach.
He's probably top 5.
Dude, he's just
Top
one of the
3.
greatest coaches of all time, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's up
Well,
there
yeah, he's-
with Greg Popovich.
He's been on Team USA forever.
Yeah, he's been coaching Team USA for a long time. He's just a really, really great coach. It's crazy. He's, for as long as I can remember, he's been coaching Duke.
And they've been elite.
So I heard I heard from a Colin Cowherd podcast. I didn't know this. So he came from Army. And when he came from Army, he was awful. Like the Army team was dog. So he knew somebody inside of Duke, and that helped him get his foot into coaching Duke. And he almost got fired at Duke because the first 2 seasons they were awful. Like they were terrible. But that's because he hadn't been recruiting yet. He was like still trying to get his recruits in. So once he finally like got into his recruiting, that's when his team started getting good, and then it kind of took off after that. But like the way his season and how he got to Duke is kind of crazy because it's like nothing like how his career was after that. I thought that was kind of cool.
That kind of reminds me of like Bill Belichick.
He's had some bad. I mean, with the Browns, where he had like just bad seasons. Like, I feel like that's probably like most coaches, unless you're like Steve Kerr or something, just taking over the freaking Warriors.
That dude got a walking championship though. Come on.
Golly. He pulled a Durant out here. Jesus, that guy, right? But what about man? Like you say that, and it makes me like reminisce on like old Duke players. Like
Zion.
Jason Tatum, Zion, dude. You know what's going on with Zion? You know what's happening with this dude's foot is when his shoe blew out.
Yes, dude, his
lingering
shoe blew
effect.
That was scary.
Ever since then,
God,
ever since then,
his foot's never been the same.
Do you guys remember Jahlil Okafor too? That dude was a monster on Duke.
He was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah, and he kind of just fizzled out. Really.
People were trying to figure out if he should have been picked before Karl Anthony Towns at one point.
Dude, he was supposed to be the next Tim Duncan.
He was supposed to be the next Tim Duncan. That was the comparison, 100%.
And he just, I don't know. I think he was too soft. I don't really know. I feel like he never really got an opportunity, though, to be honest, for the right coach.
He was just...
He started making a comeback with one team, and
and then it just kind of disintegrated.
Yeah. I think
it was with the Pelicans. He started playing a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who else is there? There's
Kyrie Irving had that one.
Yeah, Kyrie was good there.
Brandon Ingram,
Grant
Shane Battier, dude. JJ Redick, one of the greatest college shooters of all time.
Am I messing that up?
What'd you say?
Hill from Duke.
Yeah, Grant Hill, dude.
There you go.
Grant Hill drinks Sprite.
Most likely, he's probably the most talented player to come from Duke as far as pure talent at the time. Like Grant Hill was supposed to be MJ, dude.
Yeah, and then injuries. That sucks.
Yeah,
he just didn't pan out to being Grant Hill due to injuries. Shane Battier, that dude.
Shane Battier, great player for a long time.
Glue guy, straight glue guy, huh?
I
know a glue guy when I see one.
Shane Battier. That dude hit some big shots. I can hear Shane Battier for 3. Bang! I can hear that, dude.
Patty Mills?
Random playoff threes.
Patty Mills?
Patty Mills?
Glue guy. I'm just throwing out glue guys.
Patty Mills played at Duke? Wow.
That's gross.
No, he didn't.
Dude, he played in Australia. What are you talking about?
Carlos Boozer. No, I'm just talking about glue guys.
Hey, who was the white guy that played for like 4 years and he's on all the Duke highlights?
Oh, they hated him, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, what's his name?
Well, Duke fans didn't hate him, but everybody else did.
I can't remember his name, but he
was on the USA team.
He didn't do anything in the NBA though.
On the elite USA team that had like MJ and Magic and the Dream Team. He was on the Dream team.
Oh, Christian Laettner.
Yeah, Christian Laettner. That's it.
Yeah, he had that. He had an okay that shot
career
to win the championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
Christian Laettner. Yeah, he had a solid.
I feel like we couldn't reminisce on the players without bringing up Laettner.
For sure.
Any other sports stuff you guys want to talk about?
I want to get into, just real quick, talk about Derek Jeter stepping down from the Marlins not too long. Kind of surprising. I didn't really see it coming.
Some baseball news.
I mean, baseball's kind of getting pushed to the side a little bit right now. Lockout.
Baseball.
Whatever. Who cares?
They just came out tonight with saying that they're going to
missing 2 series.
They're going to be missing opening games, which we kind of all expected, honestly.
We've been saying
me and
that.
Sam have been saying that. Like,
I'm
just expected that to happen. But it's pretty crazy to see Derek Jeter leave the Marlins, and the Marlins still being what the Marlins have always been. And Derek Jeter
I think he set them up. He set them up with the farm system because they
have
actually
some talent.
They were really good last year for what they
talent.
have.
They got some pitchers.
Dude, their pitchers are freaking scary if they develop.
He set them up very well. So
they also have that guy named Chaz
because he was doing pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder what comes next with him though, because I thought
don't
that
know.
was
I think
really
he's
interesting.
maybe
to what
broadcasting,
happened.
probably.
I always kind of felt like he was like the Kobe Bryant of baseball. Like the most interesting elite guy to watch after his career. Like I was getting that way with Kobe, where I was like, man, what is he gonna do next? What is he gonna do
Yeah.
next?
Yeah,
And I feel like that with Derek Jeter.
I can see that.
Yeah, I wonder
I can
what
feel
he's
that.
going to think.
I think I don't know if y'all are good with doing one more sports topic, and then we can go into gaming.
Yeah.
UFC. We've been
UFC?
kind of
UFC?
hitting on UFC a little bit lately.
Let's do it.
This next fight card, Masvidal Covington, is a big fight. It's super entertaining. It's gonna make a lot of money.
Dude, Masvidal Covington. I don't really know who to go for. I feel like I think about Masvidal. I don't think he's the same fighter that he used to be. I think he fights strictly just for the money now. And I just, man, I just don't think he got hot, and I just think he's kind of.
It seems
really
like in
fallen off.
that weight class, the better fighter just wins. I don't know what it is about that division. And
I think Covington is
definitely better, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
a better
all-around
wrestler.
fighter.
I think as far as
volume fighter, he's the better fighter. But I've never seen Covington
Stand-up?
knock somebody out, right?
He gets some knockouts, but I don't think he's gonna do no Usman knockout or anything like that.
He's
which
never
is the
fought
only way
somebody
you're
in
gonna
5
knock out
seconds, right?
Masvidal. Masvidal's not getting knocked out unless he goes out, like out.
Yeah, I see Masvidal losing to decision, and it being
Yeah.
like a unanimous decision.
I could see that. I'd say probably
unless he
unanimous
gets a
decision.
knockout somehow, which is very possible.
Dude, I would love to see him win the fight and get a rematch with Usman just to get straight freaking lawn chaired again.
Dude, why are you wishing that upon him?
Dude,
do
he's
you
so cocky. This is
What
like
do
the
you got?
cockiest fighter.
He does talk a lot, but I'm telling you, man, he's just trying to get that money. In all honesty, like,
Well,
that's
I
really
am
what it
bidding
is.
for him to win so I can see him get freaking folded again like a
Covington is
paper towel.
hilarious. Do you guys? Does anybody else think Colby Covington is absolutely hilarious?
Yes, dude. He says the stupidest stuff, and he knows it's stupid, but like, I don't. He's definitely he gets money.
He's been saying some really controversial stuff about Masvidal, man. He was saying like that guy cheats on his wife and his kids know about it, and like,
Oh my god,
yeah, dude, like,
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, they're just. And the crazy thing is, they used to be
Well,
bros. Like they trained.
Yeah.
They used to be
like they
roommates.
grew up together. Like came into the UFC together, and now it's like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just like actual hate. It seems like there's actual beef there, or if it's just for the money. It's kind of hard to tell.
It was supposed to be a thing, or I think where it stems from is that Covington, I mean, they were on top team, American top team, and Covington won like a fight, and he didn't pay Masvidal's coach like the money he was supposed to. So then he got
Sour
kicked out,
grapes.
and yeah, it's a thing of Masvidal's coach didn't get his money that he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then that kind of
Masvidal's a
split things.
loyal guy, right? So he's gonna
Yeah, he
be
definitely
pissed about
is.
that forever.
And then, but did you guys hear about the story of, was it Covington was talking crap about, oh my God, why am I blanking on? Freaking greatest fighter ever.
St. Pierre.
No. Same weight class, or no, not same weight class. Dude, he went undefeated. Khabib. He was talking crap about Khabib Nurmagomedov, and like there's just like 5 Russians that like took him to the bathroom and like surrounded him in a corner and were like talking crap to him, like, you don't disrespect him like that. Like it was getting like
that group of guys that like Khabib, Khamzat Chimaev, the other guy who's getting ready to fight for the lightweight title pretty soon. Makachev.
Islam Makachev.
Yeah,
I don't
Makachev.
know.
Like that dude is literally a
Islam.
splitting image of Khabib. Like
He's
that whole
Khabib
group of
2.0.
dudes. that group of dudes you don't want to mess with because you will get smashed. Smash your boy.
Yep.
Well, I kind of wanted,
but
I kind of wanted to bring up something with Ukraine. I'm not going to really get too far into it, but I've been seeing the boxers, current and past boxers, that have decided to join like the reserves and go into the Ukraine fight, and I just think that is so. It's so crazy. It's so admirable because you have Lomachenko, you have Alexander Usyk, and the Klitschko brothers, all that in Ukraine defending their country, and these guys are like millionaires. These guys are like current champions. They have a lot that they could possibly be losing, including their own life. And they're there fighting for their country, which is very inspirational, not only in the job and occupation they do and the standard they do it in, but to see them go and fight for their country, to me, was just like, man, I gotta like mention that because it's crazy to
they have enough money to live anywhere and do anything they want, but
yeah,
they're going back to their heart where they grew up, their home. So that's pretty crazy.
Patriotism at its finest, right?
Yeah, it shows heart
for sure. So I just wanted to mention that really quick, but we can get into the gaming part next.
Let's do it, dude. So I'm gonna start us off on the gaming side because I've been doing a little bit of research and we've been getting some tips that we should bring up a game. New game just got released on the 25th of February, Elden Ring. So if you don't know what Elden Ring is, you have got to look up a trailer. And I can tell you, if you watch the trailer on mute, you're going to be amazed. Like, the graphics and the trailer are insane. It's probably the best graphics that I've seen in a video game, like, ever.
It's like Skyrim on steroids.
Yes. You say that?
Nuts.
I watched the video on mute. And I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, like, I hope the sound is as good as it looks. So I turned the sound on and it was awesome. So yeah, I am extremely interested in getting this game. I've heard some mixed things about it though.
Yeah, I don't think the game is complete yet. I mean, no game that it gets released nowadays is ever finished. I think some of the complaints is that it's unfinished. It has some bugs. But overall, it's one of the best rated games of all time. So there's a ton of positives, I think, that outweigh those things. I think people just try to nitpick what they can here and there the longer the game is out. But it's also very difficult, I hear. Like, to fight certain bosses, you have to kind of like, it can kind of make you feel like you're beating a dead horse, you know.
Rage quit.
Yeah. It's like you do the same sequence of moves over and over and you still can't get it, you know.
So that's what I heard too, is that it can be very difficult. I mean, it's RPG. I think they have like different characters that you can choose from. Yeah. And then it's just like you said, it's like Skyrim on steroids. But from what I heard also is that you have to try to figure things out. There's bosses that are very hard to beat. And then there's certain areas that you can get things to like help you fight bosses like in other areas, and you gotta just like learn the game and figure it out. And then I've heard from the maker too that a big part of the game for them was death, for you to experience it over and over in that game and die in crazy ways and funny ways, and it to be a part of the game.
Yeah, dude.
So I would say expect to die a lot in that game.
In the trailer, there's literally like a video of you as a player just getting like stabbed over and over and over by a freaking giant crab. And it's literally so gory. Like, there's no way that they didn't mean to make that super intense.
Well, any of you guys, Paul, maybe you can do this. Can you describe the world and like the game environment that you're in that game?
Yeah, so it's kind of, it seems like it's like It's kind of similar to Skyrim.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's like Skyrim, but more Lord of the Rings feel. So like
It's kind of dark,
trees,
right? But it has like a dark kind of tone.
dark, snowy. Kind of seems kind of like witchy, like vibes, but like more Lord of the Rings ish.
It's from the same makers of what Dark Souls, right? So it kind of has some of that in it.
But like it's definitely less realistic. It's got more of like a Fable kind of like environment.
I can see that.
If you've ever played Fable, it's more of like an animated RPG,
like the movement and stuff.
Yeah, but like even like the atmosphere is a little less realistic.
A little more magical, not so much like...
that's a good word, magical.
A little more magical and not so much like sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Whereas Skyrim was like, you feel like you pull your wooden bow back and you're like... it's like, it doesn't seem like it has that effect in it,
I would say the visuals in that game are just the views like that you can see in it.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, this
you
is
actually
crazy.
feel like you're in a world...
I'm looking at one right
it's
now.
Pretty insane. It's
And
just like,
it's
wow,
like
this
a
is
sunset. This dude's walking through some grass, and he's like on a cliff, like from that Star Wars scene where they find Luke Skywalker, right? And he's on the cliff, and then he throws the lightsaber in the water. It's like that scene. Sorry, Star Wars nerd.
Love
Had to go
walking
there.
through grass.
Had to go there.
On a cliff.
He's walking through grass, dude, and you can see every single blade of grass. And in between every single blade of grass, you see like the sunset, and then it's like reflecting off the water, and you can see all the waves. It's crazy. The graphics look nuts.
Did you count the blades of grass?
There's at least 65 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like I said, speaking of blades of grass,
That's
I
detailed.
think it's time to move on. But that game is very exciting. I'm planning on getting it with Junior. We're going to split it because we Xbox share games.
Xbox share.
So I'm going to make him buy it and then I'll pay him.
Okay.
But
Right. We decided that right now.
yeah. And then, okay, so I think the next cool topic we can talk about, we've mentioned this game a few times and like we've been playing it quite a bit lately. That's why we want to talk about it. Apex Legends.
We've been hitting it pretty hard, honestly.
We've been hitting it pretty hard, but we've been very surface level with it. In our interview with Pojak, we did get into it a little bit as far as who are our favorite legends. But even then, mine have changed since that interview. I listened to that and was like, whoa, these are way off.
Yeah.
But,
Jeez.
anyways,
Bunch of fakers out here.
what we wanted to do with Apex Legends for the gaming side this time was talk about our favorite weapons / weapon combos, right? Like for your kit. What 2 weapons do you want to have? And maybe we each have a couple of those that we like, I have some in mind, but if anybody else wants to go
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go first because I just want to go first. So, first off, I go with the R301. These are my 2 favorite weapons for the most
Assault
part.
rifle.
And my favorite combo for the most part. So, R301, I think the recoil is just... I feel like there's no recoil, and it is so strong in close range. And then I go the Rampage. The Rampage is just so many bullets, especially when you, what is it? Is it not charging?
Yeah, you charge it with the thermite.
Is it charging? Yeah, so you charge it with the thermite. When you charge that thing, that bad boy, and then you start like shooting at somebody, you have so many bullets that you shoot, and then like it just shoots so much faster. The damage is so much faster. I think it's such a super powerful gun. So I like that double combo as my favorite, and I try to use for the most part. That's all I got.
Hey, Junior, I was listening to a YouTube guy talk, and since you like the Rampage so much, you may want to try Fuse out sometime because Fuse can carry 2 grenades per grenade slot. So he can stack thermites a lot easier for
that
the
makes
Rampage.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So just that's something to think about. But Paul, do you got classes in mind?
Yeah. So, dude, I've been so addicted to Apex Legends. Like, I'm almost and it's kind of weird because I used to hate it. So like I'm now like coming home and thinking like, Apex Legends is on my mind. That's where I'm at, dude. I'm so addicted to it. It's crazy. But I've definitely started to figure out new characters I like, and definitely guns too. I find myself looking for the same like 4 guns. That's really it.
Wingman.
I'm an R301 guy for sure. If you find an R301, I will drop anything for it. I don't care what
Hell
I
yeah.
have. R301. I used to run Mastiff. R301 is my main class. I've changed that now. I am now a R301 and car guy. If you can hand me an R301 for range damage and I can just go in there and one mag somebody with a car, GG's. You can't beat it. So that's my main
cool.
class. Now if I don't get an R301, I'll sub that out for a wingman because I got that aim. I got that mouse point and click aim.
Pointy, clicky, shooty.
Point click.
So you got the wingman, the R301, and the car that you're really liking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think for me, I have.
Gross.
I really feel good with quite a few guns. I feel good with. I really like the hemlock for mid range and mid to long range fights. Even close range if you have good attachments. It's not terrible.
I hate the hemlock.
I love the hemlock, dude. You get a good extended mag for it.
I just hate
just has so much bullets for damage. And the fire rate is pretty quick. So with the hemlock, I feel like I need the Mastiff because it's a little bit faster shooting than the Peacekeeper, and it does good damage still. So I like running hemlock Mastiff combo. I also really like running any kind of mid to long range automatic weapon. So like maybe an alternator or even R301 with the Peacekeeper as the secondary. That's more of like a running gun type fight where I can crack an enemy down with the mid to long range SMG or assault rifle and then switch to the Peacekeeper and hopefully one shot, maybe two shot at the most. I've been liking that combo. But in ranked play, what I really like to do is carry around for at least the middle and beginning parts of the game. I really like having a charge rifle because it's so easy to stack your shield up with the damage.
I hate getting shot with a charge rifle.
It pisses
The charge
me off.
rifle is so awesome because it has no weapon, no bullet drop off. So right where you're aiming is where you're going to hit no matter how goddamn far they are away. And it feels really nice for building up your shield. Because in that game, when you do damage, you eventually level up your shield. So that's another gun I've really been liking. So
Nice.
Do you guys want to sneak in like our new characters, or do we want to save that for another time?
sure, no, sneak them in.
Okay. I'll start us. So, when we first brought up Apex and our original characters, I was a Bloodhound main. I didn't play anybody else. I'm gonna say I don't think I've played Bloodhound since we made that episode. So I have completely changed. I am no longer a Bloodhound main. I am now a Valkyrie main. I am addicted to Valk, and I tried playing other
You
characters.
guys are flimsy.
I can't play without her wings now. Like I just got so used to flying around. It's so hard for me not to play without her wings and her freaking missiles. I love it. I love
I'll go for mine real quick too. So I think mine was like between Bloodhound and Megalore as well. I think we were leaning towards Bloodhound on mine.
Yeah.
I'm still good with Bloodhound, but I wouldn't consider him a main pick for me anymore. My main pick right now is probably Octane. The movement is just, I've come to really appreciate the movement. And playing a lot with you and Dez, I find that with you being Valk, I can help you out a lot in fights early with Octane because I can keep up.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And then Dez is kind of like gets in there and does the damage towards the end, and she has a good ult with Gibby. But I think he's pretty much my main right now is Octane.
Yeah, I still run Mirage. I just think he's
I like you on Mirage. Dude.
He's just
I
my
really
go-to
think you fit.
guy. Like he just works out. Me and Sam had one game where Sam got downed, and like I literally threw my Mirage out like next to me or next to us, and started reviving him. and the dude started shooting at the Mirage like right next to us, but because I was like disappeared reviving, he couldn't see us. So he had no idea where we were at after he realized that he was shooting at my Mirage. And then he came back up, revived, and then we were standing right in front of him and we just destroyed him.
Yeah, that's a pretty big key.
He's cutting himself a little bit short there too, because it was a 2v1 when I got knocked, and he full killed one guy by himself, and then Mirage revived me, and we double teamed the last guy as soon as I got picked up. But
I just feel like in those combative moments, I'm able to utilize his abilities like to the maximum.
There's a lot of good Mirage players out there, so I think he's a good pick.
So I enjoy playing him. I mean, I'm dabbling in other characters, but this is just not really going well. Mirage is my go-to.
All right, well, I want to read the next topic that we have for gaming because I don't really necessarily have a game in mind for this, so I want to hear y'all's opinion.
Okay.
It's odd or unusual video games that we have enjoyed playing at some point.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so I kind of thought of this because I don't even remember what it was, but I remember our sister, so DV Bean, she like was telling me about a game that she downloaded, and it's basically her unpacking a room. So she's like as if she moved into this place and she's unpacking furniture and does like decorations, and she's just putting them in this room where they go. And then like when she's done unpacking, like it's like a thing of like, cool, your room's all unpacked, and it's like, what kind of game is that? What is that? And she was talking to me. Room. Yeah, and then you move to the next room. I was like, what is that? That's funny. So it kind of made me think of like, well, what have I played? But the only really big thing that kind of comes to mind is, I don't know if you guys remember this or not. It's kind of old, but do you guys remember Parappa the Rapper?
No.
Parappa the Rapper. Oh my god. Okay, so it was a PlayStation game. And it's kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, or it's one of those ones where you have like directions. You got to hit the buttons with the directions or whatever. And it's this dancing dog that's doing karate, and like he's learning karate from like Onion Ninja type thing. And it's like, and he's like rapping at the same time, and it's called Parappa the Rapper.
Dude.
And it's like,
what is
kick,
that?
punch, it's all in the mind if you want something. But
he's rapping.
It's like kick, punch, block. But it's like, dude, it's so odd. But it was, I don't know, man. It was fun. It was entertaining, and the songs and music was pretty cool too. So that was something odd that's just so random.
I don't know if this is odd. The only thing I can think of is like Balloons Tower Defense. Somebody who's watching that for the first time might think it's a little weird. Like, what are you doing?
You spent some time on
it. You got these monkeys throwing darts at these balloons endlessly.
That game's so much time on that.
That game is very fun, though.
Dude, I still have it on my phone. I play it all the time.
Wow.
So for my odd game, I haven't played it that much. But I'm gonna stray it to DV Derp a little bit because I watched her play it, and it's super random and just like it's so weird to me that she still plays it. So it's an old game. It's from like childhood ages. I don't know if you guys remember it or any listeners. Toontown. It's like an RPG style game, right? You make this. It's like a game that's made in like 1990s, so the graphics are awful. And it was like remastered, but the graphics are still awful. So you like pick this character, and she's like, you could be like a duck or like a bunny or a mouse or something. I think she's a mouse, and you literally run around and like fight these bigger humans. And there's like different names. There's like boss bots and like bad bots, and like you have like powers. You have like pie powers where you hit them with pie, and it does like pie damage. Or you have like these scissors that you like cut them with, and it's super weird. But so I got this. Odd. I got this laptop, and it was for when it like traveling. and the first thing she got on that laptop, which is a very high-end laptop for like hardcore gaming, was Toontown. I was like, why? And she literally grinded Toontown for like 3 or 4 months on the laptop. Wouldn't play anything else, just Toontown. I'd come home and she'd be on Toontown. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like you can't play anything else. But
this is ruining your life.
I hope somebody
her doing that too.
I hope somebody listening can relate to Toontown, because
just crunching in her mic on some kind of chip,
just
playing Toontown.
Playing Toontown. Yeah, that's where I go. That's what gets me.
All right, well, I think we got one more topic, right? We can make this quick. It was something kind of cool that I thought about also, where I was just like, man, this would be really interesting just to hear what these guys thought, and just pretty much anybody in general. But what video game world would you like to live in? And there's so many crazy different worlds in video gaming. So I'm kind of curious what you guys have to come up with. Dude, I'm dying. But
so I'll start off because I think it's funny. But I was really, really thinking like Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god, jeez. What are you talking about?
How crazy would it be to be like in a Mortal Kombat world where you're like in the tournament and like you're like with Johnny Cage and Liu Kang and like
dude, like as
Raiden?
yourself, I would run and hide. Like that is what I would do.
I'd like want to be one of the people. Like there's fans that watch some of those fights, right? Like some of them are in like stadiums or whatever, and there's people like watching. I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm watching this shit.
Just watching fatalities.
Oh my goodness. Like, oh, that would be so crazy. Like real life fatalities. But
oh, you made this real.
Yeah, so well, like in like if I was there, you know, that'd be so crazy. But that's the world I was thinking in. I was kind of thinking of like the whole story mode that had like the crypt. You know, you had to go and like unlock characters from the crypt. I was thinking like walking through that would be cool, and like just walking through the story mode, because you would do like Jax's story, you know, and then you would do a couple fight scenes with Jax, and then you would go to Johnny Cage or whatever, and you would do some fights with him. Like I pictured it as I would be just following along, watching each one of these fights happen in person.
It's kind of dark and morbid. A little bit.
I mean, it's Mortal Kombat, man. What do you want?
Dude, Sam, remember when you saying you wanted... Remember we used to watch freaking Smash Bros fights? That made me think of watching Smash Bros computers fight. I don't know why.
Oh, dude.
Oh
we
my.
used to set up like 72-man tournaments.
Dude, I remember that. Like, and we would just literally just watch computers fighting each other and just see who comes out on top. Like,
oh man, Green Fox is killing it.
Green Fox is taking it. You get the random Kirby.
You know who was always good in those? Ness.
Always.
I wonder if anybody ever did that, where they would just create these random tournaments and they would just literally watch. They wouldn't even play the game. They would just watch these characters fight each other. That's so funny, man. That. Yeah. That is so funny. That's throwback. All right. Well, I'm going to say mine. World I would like to live in. The Assassin's Creed world. I mean, which I guess is based off of a real timeline and time frame. But, dude, in the video game, just the architecture and that world just seems so crazy. I mean, I don't even remember what it was at. But, yeah, it's extremely good looking. The architecture, even I probably wouldn't be climbing up to, like, the tips of these buildings and stuff and then jumping
into a hay pile.
Jumping into a hay pile, expecting to survive. Like, obviously that's not happening. But I think that would be pretty cool place to live. It's probably a little... Yeah, except for I'd be watching above me like, shit. Like, hopefully I'm not going to get assassinated by, like, randomly. This dude jumping on me with these blades coming out of his hands. But yeah, that's my pick.
That's a good one.
If I could live in a world, this is gonna be crazy, dude. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? It's kind of like Sam's Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z's game. Dude, if I can live in the Dragon Ball Z world and like Super Saiyan 3 smashing Goku, that's what I'm going for, dude. Going through like tournaments and stuff too. Like, that's
Dude, you
what
be
I thought
Krillin out here.
Searching
Dude,
for the
I'm not
Dragon
no
Balls.
Krillin.
Dude,
Maybe
you're
I
Krillin.
did, honestly, I immediately thought of Paul as Krillin. You'd be like
I'm
Krillin's
not
cousin
Krillin.
or something.
He dies so many times. I'm not Krillin.
They'll bring him. They'll wish you back, dude. Don't worry about that. They'll wish you.
After they find the Dragon Balls again.
Oh man. Well, I think that kind of wraps up this episode, huh?
Yeah, I think we had a wrap, man. That was a good one.
I was dying this episode. My throat's like dry and I'm
I think
coughing.
we all got a little something going on. I'm a little
I feel
congested.
good,
don't know if y'all
man.
can
I
hear
feel
it.
good.
This reminds me of the COVID episode.
I got a little Squidward
throwback.
going on right now. I don't know if y'all can tell.
All right,
enough.
guys. Well,
Enjoyed it.
that was a fun episode. We'll be back next week with another episode. But till next time, we'll see you guys.
Peace out.
We just wanted to say thanks again, everybody, for listening to this episode of the DV Sports and Gaming Podcast. With that said, we wanted to give you guys a proper outro. Here we go.
All right, guys. So please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We have DV Sports and Gaming for Instagram. Our TikTok is DV Sports Gaming, and our YouTube is DV Sports and Gaming. We post all kinds of videos, all kinds of clips, sports related, and also just gaming clips. So please subscribe and follow.
And don't forget to utilize our social medias to interact with us and give feedback on the podcast and content that we create. We want to build a community around sports and gaming with our fans and listeners. And as always, guys, thanks for listening to the DV Sports and Gaming Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.